Welcome back. This segment is sponsored by iChiro, Peak Performance Chiropractic. It's time to do a little chiropractic myth busting now. Dr. Mike Kwast is here with a look at what's really going on with your back. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here. Okay, a lot of people suffer back pain, and a lot of times I know they'll come to you and say, I popped out my back, I threw my back out. That's not what's happening, huh?
No, not really. A lot of people believe that, their back has popped out. Really, that can't occur without serious trauma, and you would probably be in the emergency room if your back really did pop out of joint.
Well, I asked you during the break, do they say they hear it pop, or is there a popping sound, or do they feel like it? When you say all of the above, they really do think
that
this has happened.
They think it's kind of like a light switch, and I know this is hard information to receive for a lot of people because you've believed that your whole life, but they think it's like, your back popped out, and then you go to the chiropractor and they pop it back in. Yeah. It's kind of like a Mel Gibson movie where his shoulder pops out and he hits the wall and it pops back in and then he's fine.
No go.
Yeah, the back doesn't work that way at all.
So I think we have a graphic which shows what actually is going on?
Yeah, so in this graphic you can see, you have your spine, your back, and all the bigger movement muscles have been stripped away. And what you're left with are what are called the deep stabilizer muscles. These tiny little muscles, and they go from one vertebrae to another. And these muscles, when you have a trauma or injury, these muscles, when they get hurt, they will actually contract and then pinch down, which is what causes the misalignment.
Yes.
Where people think their back has popped out. It's not really popped out, it's those tiny muscles injured, pulling, squeezing, compressing the joint, pinching nerves, and causing all kind of irritation in there.
So it's not as easy as going to you and saying, pop me back in, but what do you do to help alleviate some of the pain?
Well, one of the things that the adjustments do, the adjustments actually will cause those deep muscles to stretch and relax. So when you have a muscle and it's contracted down and pinching, and then we do an adjustment to that muscle, the muscle will reflexly actually relax and open up. The problem is if it's been there for years, decades, that muscle is going to want to pull back to how it was just before. And so if it's a fresh injury, the quicker you get on it, the quicker you can get that muscle back to normal. If it's been there for a long time, you're not going to be able to change that instantly with a miraculous one treatment thing, because it's not popped out. The muscle's just holding it that way, and you actually have to retrain that muscle.
Are there people who are particularly susceptible to this kind of injury, and are there things that they can do to prevent that?
Yeah, I mean, the better shape you're in, the less likely those deep muscles get hurt. But even elite athletes, they all go to the chiropractor as a performance enhancement, because if you have any tightness in those muscles, you're not going to be as flexible, you're not going to be as mobile, you're not going to be as fast. It's just not going to be as good. So keeping those muscles working well is better. So stretching, exercise, all that stuff, eating healthy, the whole holistic lifestyle is the best approach to try to prevent problems. The other part is being checked out regularly to find where those tension spots are building up that you just may not even be aware of.
And you can give a once-over and really find those and hone in on them and get relief.
Yeah, there's a lot of physical tests that will show if there's tension in those muscles, and those physical tests will tell you if you have that. The problem is most people wait till something hurts, and by the time it hurts, it's in a real bad state. It's kind of like if you only go to the dentist when your teeth hurt, you're always going to be in a really bad state.
You've waited too long.
Yeah.
Okay, you've written a book, 7 Beliefs That Are Destroying Your Health. What is, give me one.
Well, one of the things it's pretty interesting, we kind of touched on it, the whole, wait till you feel symptoms to do something.
Yes.
Many people think that their level of health is determined by how they feel. The problem is if you look at reality, you don't go to the dentist based on how you feel, and if you do, you got no teeth.
Right.
You don't get a mammogram based on how you feel. You don't get your blood pressure tested on how you feel. You don't get your cholesterol checked on how you feel. You don't get a prostate exam based on how you feel. And if you did any of those things just when you felt bad, you're in a world of disaster. It's the same thing with what we do in chiropractic, is if you're waiting till you hurt, you're going to have a huge disaster on your hands. But being checked out routinely, you can find things when they're small and easily nip them in the bud, and then it doesn't take a lot of work to get them to work well. It's called prevention, you know, which is one of the problems why our healthcare costs are so high, is because people just don't know about the preventative aspects.
Yeah, the cost of the fixing is far greater than the prevention. Well, the book is 7 Beliefs Destroying Your Health. If you want to know the other 6 beliefs, you're going to have to read the book. And you can find more information about where to get it. Go to WZZM13.com under Take 5. And, of course, there is the address and phone number if you would like more information about iChiro, Peak Performance Chiropractic. You can find that on our website. Thank you for being here.